Every architectural blueprint represents a perfectly solved mathematical and spatial optimization problem. Today, we are analyzing one specific artifact, a standard residential ground floor plan. This plan exists within absolute, unyielding boundaries, restricted to exactly 30 feet 2 inches across and 42 feet 2 inches along the left side. These dimensions lock the total available space to a strict limit, a build-up area of exactly 1,272 square feet. Inside that restricted box, the required architectural program is dense. The engineer must fit 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a kitchen, a living room, a staircase, and a dedicated puja room. Accommodating these distinct functional rooms within a tight 1,200 square foot footprint creates immediate spatial tension. Every inch allocated to one room is an inch stolen from another. The resulting blueprint is a rigorously calculated mechanism. It prioritizes strict mathematical efficiency over expansive luxury. To accurately read this floor plan, we have to reverse engineer the engineer's logic. We need to track how they navigated circulation, utilities, and zoning to reach this exact layout. The first step in solving a residential layout problem is establishing a spatial hierarchy. We begin with public zones. Green areas denote the porch and sit-out, buffering the outside. Moving inward, the semi-public core. This central living, dining, and puja room is the cultural center. Finally, private zones. 3 bedrooms isolate in the extreme corners of the footprint. Pushing these private zones to the outermost corners is a deliberate structural tactic. Corner placement maximizes the linear footage of exterior wall available to a single room. This guarantees access to natural light from multiple angles and creates physical distance from communal areas for acoustic isolation. Claiming the perimeter for bedrooms, however, forces the semi-public core to be trapped in the exact center of the structure. A centrally trapped core in a deep floor plan lacks direct access to exterior walls, creating significant challenges for natural lighting and fresh air ventilation. Zoning requires strategic trade-offs. The layout prioritizes perimeter access for sleeping quarters, while relying on the exterior transitional spaces to act as an acoustic barrier against street noise. The next layer of the spatial problem is circulation. This is the invisible bloodstream of architecture that dictates how humans move through these two-dimensional lines. Tracing the entry sequence, movement filters from the carporch through the sit-out buffer, crossing door D3 to terminate in the center of the living space. From that central point, direct paths branch outward to the bedrooms, the kitchen, and the stairs. This relies on a highly structured hub-and-spoke circulation model. Using the living room as the hub ensures high spatial efficiency by entirely eliminating the need for dedicated corridors. Every square foot saved by eliminating a hallway is a square foot added to a bedroom. We see a similar circulatory logic in the placement of the internal U-shaped staircase. Its central location along the left wall provides equal access from all zones in the house, while keeping its physical mass tucked away so it does not interrupt the primary sightlines of the living space. In highly constrained footprints, rooms perform double duty. The living room functions as both a primary destination and the central highway of the house. Beneath these two-dimensional zones lies the hidden three-dimensional cost of construction, the invisible web of plumbing, water supply, and drainage. Looking at the top center of the schematic, we find 2 water closets servicing the rear bedrooms. Notice how they are divided by a single structural partition. This partition is an engineering concept known as a wet wall. Orienting these bathrooms back to back is a deliberate calculation to ensure they share that exact dividing wet wall. Physically, sharing a wall consolidates 2 completely separate plumbing supply lines and drainage stacks into one unified vertical shaft. This clustering results in a measurable reduction in material costs, installation labor, and potential subterranean leak points. A secondary utility cluster sits on the opposite side of the house. The common toilet and the kitchen are positioned in close proximity along the right-hand exterior wall. By clustering the kitchen and third bathroom on the same side of the footprint, the layout dramatically simplifies the overall exterior drainage network routing outward to the municipal sewer. Rooms are designed for human comfort, but their exact positions are strictly governed by the uncompromising physics of gravity drainage and water pressure. Scaling down from macro zoning, the livability of the space is finalized by micro interactions, fenestration or windows, and door access. Examining the fenestration, Tags W1 and W2 indicate windows strategically placed along the exterior walls of the bedrooms and kitchen. Residential codes require cross-ventilation. Every habitable space must anchor to at least one exterior boundary to accommodate a window for essential airflow. The strict constraints of this plan also dictate precise spatial tolerances for access. Look at door D1 in the top left bedroom and the quarter circle arc of its inward swing. The door is hinged to swing flush against the blank interior wall, rather than opening outward into the center of the room. By forcing the door to swing against dead space, the primary circulation path inside a small bedroom remains completely unobstructed. Even a piece of wood is mathematically constrained by the space. Pulling back to view the holistic artifact, we can see the overlapping systems hidden within these simple lines. The placement of a partition on this blueprint is never arbitrary. Every single line is calculated to serve structural, circulatory, and utility functions simultaneously. The engineer successfully fit a dense, highly complex architectural program into a strict 1,272 square foot box, while entirely avoiding dark, wasted corridors. Reading a floor plan requires an understanding of how these invisible systems interact simultaneously. This process reveals the intersection of human flow, subterranean plumbing, and spatial geometry operating together as a single machine.